Hello, my name is Tom Hollowell. I'm the Secretary General and CEO of the International Orienteering Federation, and I'm very happy to be with you today to just introduce orienteering and the International Orienteering Federation to you. Um, Orienteering is a sport which is really all about a life skill. We all need in our life to learn how to navigate, how to make our way in the world. And orienteering is turn that into a sport where it's all about finding and executing the quickest way from point A to point B. And instead of me explaining more, we have a short video here to kind of show it.
Orienteering is all about using a detailed map to find and execute the fastest way through a series of checkpoints that we call controls. As you can see, there are several different ways to get to the controls, and the athletes have to find the fastest one for them, which is not always the shortest. They've also got to think about climbing hills, making sharp turns, and not making mistakes. It's a test of both navigation and speed, as the fastest around the whole course is the winner.
Orienteering is a very old and traditional sport, and again, instead of me telling you about that, I'll let the video speak for itself.
Orienteering began in Scandinavia as a form of military training in the late 19th century before gaining a more widespread popularity. The first competitions, beginning in the 1890s, were held in forests. Mental and physical strength were important. Competitors used basic compasses and hand-drawn maps to make their way around the course. Over 100 years later, and the core aims and values of the sport remain the same. But orienteering has evolved. It now includes urban environments, new competition formats have been devised, and using modern technology, it has become more visible and accessible.
So as you can see, orienteering is a sport that has a strong root in traditions and strong values, but has then turned into a modern and evolved sport with a high level of technology involved as well. A little bit about the International Orienteering Federation. We have a vision, which is that orienteering will be the most attractive adventure-based sport for all ages. And that is, I'll get back to a little bit about how we see that. And our mission is to promote the global growth of orienteering and to develop competitive, but also recreational orienteering. And this global growth part, of course, we're very happy to be with you today to see if we can spread the sport into Mauritius. Today we have 75 member federations, and you can see their geographical spread. So it's very much a sport that came from Europe and is based out of Europe. But in addition to the members, we also support activity in over 100 countries. And that is development work and trying to spread the sport as we go forward. We do have 4 disciplines, orienteering running, if you will, ski orienteering, which is done on cross-country skis, mountain bike orienteering, which uses mountain bike as the form of transportation, still using navigation, and then trail orienteering, which is a form of orienteering meant for people who have more difficulties in moving, the disabled, or that need more time to get around a course. It's a slightly different form of orienteering. The IOF puts on a number of different events during the year. We have World Orienteering Championships in all of our disciplines. And today, World Orienteering Championships, there's about 50 nations that participate, and it is quite spread around the world. We have regional championships in 5 regions. We have a World Cup in each of our disciplines, and we do world ranking events, which are really, let's say, national events that have a world ranking status. Another big event for us is what we call World Orienteering Day, which is really all about getting as many people as possible to enjoy orienteering a single day during the year. Orienteering, as we say, it is a sport for all and a sport for life. We are very active in all the way from school children to masters competitors. And in school sports, particularly, we have a very strong, in many places, orienteering is a part of the school curriculum. And that is something that we as the IOF are trying to help, is to get it into more school curriculums. We have a strong cooperation with the International School Sports Federation. and we have a very high participation rate in the school sports championships. World Orienteering Day is also very much an event that is active or used by schools to generate activity and to generate, again, this learning of the life skill of orienteering. We're also very strong in youths and university sports. It's a very popular academic sport, and we have a very strong cooperation with the International University Sports Federation. And in fact, orienteering is one of the University Federation's largest championships on an annual basis. It is a recreational sport as well. In other words, just doing it with a family or together with friends is something that's equally enjoyed. But we are also a high-performance sport with world-class and full-time athletes who do this on a professional level. We're a sport that is at the World Games. We're not yet in the Olympics, but we are in the World Games since 2001. And orienteering is often seen as a leader in the development of endurance training, as we are a high-endurance training sport. But orienteering is also a very popular masters sport. We have participants in our World Masters Championships up to 100 years old. And the 95 and 90 and 85 categories, there are a very many number of competitors. We have an annual Masters Championships, and we are a member of the Masters Games Association and are consistently one of the largest sports at the World Masters Games that go on every 4 years. So we look at it's both sport and recreation, and in both a forest and an urban environment. This is what orienteering has become. It can be an elite sport in the forest, it can be an elite sport in an urban environment, but it can also very much be a sport for all ages and a recreational sport for families just wanting to get out and to have some fun with a map and enjoy some time in the outdoors. The International Orienteering is a membership organization, and we would love to have Mauritius as a member. You can be a provisional member up to 6 years, and to do so, it's for any duly registered national organization. In other words, an organization that is registered by the laws of its country. To become a full member, you do need to gain recognition of the National Sports Body or National Olympic Committee. And that can be done at any time up until the 6-year provisional period is over. Many benefits of being a member. One is being able to fully participate in development activities and the IOF assisting in the development in the country. Of course, taking part in all of our information and communications that come from the IOF about the latest happenings in the world of orienteering. The ability to participate in IOF events. Also, the ability to organize IOF events, world ranking events up to regional championships, world championships, whatever that would be. And obviously also be able to partake in cooperation with other IOF members and IOF partners, whether that be on a sub-regional, a regional basis, or a global basis. So finally, I would just like to round off my presentation with just sending the very best greetings from the International Orienteering Federation to Orienteering Mauritius, and hope that you will have a continued good meeting as you go forward. So thank you very much.